there's some topics in this podcast that might be pretty deep. So I'm not saying this is a trigger warning, but there are some very deep topics on this. So continue at your own risk. But it is all fun and games. We love each other. We love life we lives. And here we go. Here's the podcast.
All right, man. Here we go.
All right, let's do this.
We're doing it.
Yeah.
Yes, dude. How the hell are you right now?
I'm kind of tired. I woke up like less than an hour ago, so I'm still kind of recuperating. Because even if I was at work right now, I'd still be like dead tired. I wake up like around noon. So
really?
Yeah.
You work later? Or what?
No, like I'm saying, like I wake up mentally like around noon. I'm like, I'm ready to take on the day at noon. Anything before that, it's just like, no, I should be asleep right now.
Yeah, hey man. First of all, thanks for the freaking Starbucks, bro.
That's right. Hey, I got you.
Let me take a little sip real quick. Hey.
Not sponsored.
Not sponsored. Hey, real quick. I gotta put this publicly on the podcast, man. It's okay. So, Soda brought me a Starbucks, right? But the last time I accepted a drink, from this dude, yeah, I had the runs the next morning.
I wonder why.
Yeah, man.
It wasn't my idea. Let's just put it that way first. It wasn't my idea.
Was it like 3-4 years ago? 4 years ago, 2017, I think.
Damn. Yeah. 4 years ago.
Yeah, like 4 years ago.
Yeah.
Freaking Soda brought me a blenders, and then the next day had the runs, and then I told him we hung out the next day, and I told him, "Damn, dude, this morning, I don't know what happened, dude. I had the runs," and this guy's like, "Oh yeah, I put lax in your blenders," and I'm like, "What the hell, man?" So that's when he brought me the Starbucks. I'm like, "Hey, I don't know, man. Like last time I accepted a drink from you, man, I got the runs, man." So
yeah, dude.
I'm very suspicious drinking this Starbucks right now.
That's funny, Jacob. If you're listening, that was the same day that we gave you the rest of them. And to the audience listening, when Jacob took the rest of the laxatives, it didn't affect him at all. The man's got an iron stomach.
I was like, what the hell?
So Rodrigo was all like, dude, like, I don't feel so good.
And you put like, you said a third of it, or like not even a full?
2/3 of the pill.
Yeah.
And Jacob got like 5 full pills, and he just took it like a champ.
Yeah, I was like, damn, dude, hell no, dude. I was weak on that.
He's also, he could take magnesium, I think it's magnesium citrate. Like, it like kind of like cleans out your system.
Oh, what the
because he used to take that. I don't know if this is TMI, but Jacob, I'm sorry if I'm spilling your secrets. He used to take that when he went to boot camp.
Okay.
So like if he didn't cut weight, like before they weighed in the next morning,
right,
he would chug like magnesium citrate and like lose
lose
like, I don't know how many pounds it was. I don't want to give the wrong number, but I think it was like 3 pounds just from like, like shitting, So then you're like, okay, I cut weight, but if the whole day you're just like on the toilet, you gotta be like, all right, I gotta go to the bathroom. But so he used to do that, not just for that, but I think one time he said his mom used to get it for him. Like he's like, oh, like your stomach feels upset, drink this, and he would drink it, and boom, you feel me?
Yeah.
So that's probably why his stomach is trained to take laxatives, and you're like a virgin when it comes to laxatives.
Yeah, honestly, that was my first time ever like taking that. I was like, yeah. I don't know if you've seen the movie Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah.
When freaking Lloyd when he puts that freaking
chin in. Yeah. You know, it's funny. It's kind of like the same way. Like when I first took NyQuil. I think I was obviously I took it when I was younger, but it wasn't until like 3 years ago. I was like NyQuil. It's like medicine, right? And I didn't know that you weren't supposed to like drink it. You feel me? Because the same person, Jacob, he used to tell me, I remember this vividly, that his mom would just like chug some NyQuil and knock out if she felt like sick.
Yeah.
So like when here I was at the store like buying some NyQuil, and then I just like chugged half of it, dude. I was like, like that's not good, homie. Like I was messed up, So I think that's crazy. So the way you said that the laxatives, you're a virgin with that. I was a virgin with NyQuil.
Yeah.
So it's the little things that shit.
No, but I remember the last interview we did, which was like 2 years, a year and a half ago or something like that.
Like 2 years ago.
Yeah. I remember you mentioned the story of, and sorry Jerry, this is TMI, but we said it in the last interview, the last podcast when he was here, when he shat his pants.
Yeah, I love that story. that one, and when he falls off the bunk bed.
I've never heard that. I've never heard that story.
Oh, okay. Let me give like the gist of it. But he could explain it way better than I can. Basically, him and his older brother used to share a room.
Right.
And I think they used to swap between who gets the top bunk, who gets the bottom bunk. So that night, Jacob got the top bunk, and DJ got the bottom bunk.
Okay.
And I guess like Jacob was like tossing and turning and whatever. And he ended up falling off the bed. And DJ says that he saw it, like he heard it, and he was just like, I don't want to help you out. That's so fucked up. But and then Jacob says he remembers waking up in his bed, and then I guess the next day his dad was like, I saw your dumbass on the floor. I just picked you up. So oh my, I think that's so funny. That one and the shitting himself. Those are my favorite stories of all time.
If you guys want to hear the shitting story, it's in the archives. Go check it out.
That's right.
Damn, he's probably listening to this like, damn, I'm not even there. They're bashing me.
Yeah. He's like, Rodrigo better invite me back so I can redeem myself.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Hey, don't worry, Jerry. You're next, man. I got you, man.
That's right. Sheesh.
Gotta get you back on the Rockcast podcast show, man.
That's right.
All right, so changing gears a little bit, man. Again, I haven't seen you in like a good over a year, man.
Yeah.
So I gotta ask you, dude, how was your life, dude, during the COVID era, man? Like from the very beginning, man, when everything got shut down. Like, how was your life at that point?
It's crazy because a lot of it is like I don't know if this is the right word, but I mean, yeah, a lot of it was like personal, but not where like I can't like share it. But everything that happened to me was like, it just felt like it was aimed towards me and not like as society in general. You feel me?
Right.
Because I was going through, like I said, like when I explained earlier, like 2020 was one of the worst years like of my life. You feel me? Emotionally, mentally, and I had to like pick myself back up from the bottom. You know what I'm saying? But the year in itself, without getting into too much detail, was kind of just finding new things that I could, I guess, express myself with.
Right.
But finding new passions too, I guess, because towards the end of it, obviously, like I gotta backtrack because I'm trying to avoid like a certain topic.
Right. Okay.
All right. So like at the beginning of it, I was just chilling, right? But since this is a podcast, this is an interview, whatever. I'm gonna just share some details, right?
All right.
So in the beginning of it, there was someone who I thought was like a lifetime friend. You feel me?
Okay.
Obviously, like someone you knew since preschool lives like down the street from you,
right?
And you guys are like super close. And then out of nowhere, like that friendship just stops, you know,
wow.
and you just kind of like what the hell's going on?
Yeah. You
know what I'm saying? And like that kind of ties in with what happened the year prior, because it was kind of the same thing, but it was like hey homie, like I'm sorry, and like this and that happened, and I was like, oh yeah, you're like, obviously like I don't have the same trust for you anymore, but like obviously you mean that much to me as a friend because I've known you so long, like we could just kick it again, whatever. I know it sounds like serious, but
yeah,
to me it was. You feel me?
Yeah.
So then 2020 happened, and then the same thing happened. He like this friend just like cut us off cold turkey. You know what I'm saying? And that to me was something that I hadn't really experienced before. You feel me? Because obviously, obviously I've known this homie since preschool.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
And then now it's like this homie's gone. You know what I'm saying? So at the time, I guess I learned that obviously everything is temporary. Obviously, I had to like fend for myself. You know what I'm saying? Because at that point, like all my trust was like broken. You feel me?
Right. And
I realized I was like, I guess I've depended so much on friendships than I had been on myself. You know what I'm saying? So it was a real journey of me having to figure out how can I make myself happy, because I used to think that I was happy when I would see like my friends as a group as a whole happy. You feel what I'm saying?
Okay.
But then I realized I was like, como explico? This is the hard stuff, because a lot of this is real personal. You feel me? I'm not trying to name drop. I'm not trying to do anything.
Yeah.
But I'm just trying to explain like the gist of what happened. Basically, I didn't want anyone around me.
Okay.
You know?
You're right.
And I think Jacob will remember that. I was just like, I didn't want to talk to anybody. I didn't want anyone knowing my business. That's why I think I deactivated like social media for like a few months, like 4 months or 6 months or whatever.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, I just didn't want anybody knowing like what I was doing.
Right.
Because I didn't trust anybody. You know what I'm saying? Because of those incidents that happened. So that's probably like around May-ish of 2020.
Okay.
So that whole year was like leading up to that. You feel me? So I think I deactivated maybe March, and I was like, nah, like I'm not in a good place. Like I don't want people to see me. I don't want people to know that I'm even like still around. You know,
Yeah,
like that was my mindset, because I was going down. You feel me? Not just because of like the homie dipping, but just like everything that was going on. You know what I'm saying? So then eventually, while I was while I was like in my own thoughts, I had to think to myself, like, am I okay? You know, and that's a hard question to ask yourself.
Oh,
you know, because
absolutely.
either you're gonna lie to yourself and be like, I'm fine, you know, tough it up, or you could be straight up with yourself and be like, no, I'm not. And then at that point, you got to figure out why. So it's gonna go two ways again. You can either lie to yourself and say, oh, I'm this way because I'm gonna blame someone else. Like, oh, this person made me like this person made me like that, this situation made me this way. Instead of being what's the right word for this? Accountability. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to realize that maybe you are the way that you are because of something that you did, or like your, oh my God, how do I say this? Throughout this whole process of me being alone and everything, like I said, I would talk to myself. You know what I'm saying? I would just stand in the mirror for like hours on end and talk to myself, because I had to realize what was going on with me. And the best way to do that I figured out was to talk out loud to yourself. Because then when you hear it coming from your voice and like you see yourself talking, it hits different. You know what I'm saying? So that whole journey was kind of like that whole year from March to maybe July, pushing into August-ish, you know? And then from that process of always being in my own mind, always being like sticking to myself, I kind of realized I put myself in a different mental state. You know, it not really like a free for all or like every man for himself, but I do have to like keep some walls up, but not to the ones that I love. You know, like my homies, I can't, like my closest friends, and obviously my family. I can't be like a wall of no emotions. You feel me?
Right.
Because I used to suppress my emotions. I was so emotionally detached up until that moment. Like I didn't know how to comprehend emotions. You feel me?
Okay, yeah.
But being in my own mind, it makes you kind of vulnerable. It does, because there's no one else to talk to but yourself, and you can't lie to yourself, because if you lie to yourself, what's that gonna do?
Yeah.
You know, what help is that? So it was like weeks, like days on end, just like I would get off work, I would go to the bathroom, like, you know, like cry a little bit, just like look at myself and be like, dude, like what's going on? You know? So that went on. And then like I was saying, towards the end of it, I was starting to figure it out. You know, I was like, okay, I could have some walls up, but don't keep them up all the time. Like, gotta understand what's going on. You gotta, this is all like to me, like I'm talking to myself basically, you know what I'm saying? Like, keep your head straight, focus on what you want, stop trying to make other people happy, stop focusing on other people's interpretations of you, because that's like the worst thing. When someone has like a different perspective of you, you want to fill in that role. You feel me? So if you see me like if you were to see me like as a like professional b-boy who's always like battling this and that, obviously I would want to come across like, oh yeah, Rodrigo, I'm always battling, I'm always doing this, I'm always at practice, you know. But in reality, it's like I want to come off as genuine as possible, you know. So obviously, as much as I do practice, as much as I do all that, there's obviously other hobbies that I have, but breaking is number one. What I'm trying to say is that I don't want to fake the funk in anyone's eyes.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So let me elaborate on that. I'm trying to say, like, I don't. Okay, this might sound brutal, but like I don't care what people think of me.
Okay, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If you think I'm like a stoner, like I'm always like on the street, I'm always this and that, cool. Obviously you don't know me.
Yeah.
If you think I'm trying so hard to get people's attention, if you think I'm trying so hard to make people happy, like that's cool. That's not who I am, but if that's how you think of me, like whatever.
Yeah.
If you think I'm a simp, if you think I'm always sad all the time, you know, it's basically like that. Like I don't, whatever is in your head, that's your interpretation of me. Obviously, for some reason, but I can't go in your mind to fix that. You know what I'm saying? If you meet me again, it's different, and that kind of sucks because that ties in like with my past. You know, like this might get real deep, homie.
Oh,
so,
hell yeah,
like,
dude. We've already gone deep, man. Let's get it, man. Hell yeah, man.
I feel like I should just backtrack a couple times because I'm trying to cross reference some events in my life.
Right.
But okay, so basically, remember how I said I was like emotionally detached or whatever?
Right.
It's because like growing up, obviously having immigrant parents or whatever, and old school Mexican parents, you know how they are, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you get hurt, whatever, it's gonna say like sana sana klitarana,
Yeah.
like get up, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So growing up, my dad never sat me down and was like, "Mijo, if you feel this way, talk about it." My mom never sat me down and said, "If you feel sad, if you feel anxious, if you feel whatever, talk about it." I never had that.
Yeah.
You know, I remember vaguely, no, I remember vividly giving my dad a kiss on the cheek before going to sleep when I was super young, and then all of a sudden it stopped. I never grew up hugging my parents. I never grew up saying I love you.
Mm-hmm.
So that was my emotional detachment from reality, because I never I never saw my parents kiss, never saw my parents hug. They were just there, you know.
Okay.
So growing up that way, I didn't know how to come about emotions. So a lot of it, I was so bottled up to the point where, like I said, I think it was leading up to the point of like 2019, 2020,
Okay.
where I realized I was like, I've been this way my whole life. Why? You know, why?
Mm-hmm.
And all those talks with myself in the mirror, like I was talking about earlier, it's when I was talking to myself, like, you do realize, like, mom and dad never said this. You know, your sister never said that to you. You know, you were always in your room because no one talked in the house. The house was always dead quiet. And I understand everyone's situation is different. But, like, obviously I'm grateful I had both my parents.
Mm-hmm.
I'm obviously grateful I had for everything I had, right?
Mm-hmm.
But what I was lacking was, like, the emotional, like, empathy of, like, are you okay? You know what I'm saying? Because here's like a big thing. It kind of ties in with it. Say, for example, if I brought home, like, the student of the month,
Right.
I would be, like, so happy. I'd be like, yeah, we're student of the month. Like, mom, look. And then obviously, like, right away, my parents would be like, that's cool, but, like, try to get student of the year. And they would just discredit it.
Yeah. Okay.
And so I grew up that way. I grew up always thinking no matter what I did, there's something better. So it messes with your head.
Yeah.
It really does. So I had to tell myself all this from the beginning. Like, all those talks in the mirror, I was like, homie, you do realize you didn't have this growing up. You had this growing up, but your parents were lacking this. But that's okay, you know? But you just got to realize, you got to understand that you're this way because of your own doing. Because at one point, you could have talked to your parents about it, but you waited this long. Now you're 20, now you're 22, 23. If you want to get to the bottom of it, you got to talk to your parents. And I've never talked to my parents like that. You know, I've never just sat them down and been like, how come you never told me you love me? That, you know how hard that is to tell your parents? So I think it was in August, because after the end of, like, all, like, the talks in the mirror or whatever, I went to, like, my parents' bed, like, their bedside, and I just, like, completely broke down. And I was like, Mom, Dad, like, you understand, like, I'm a mess right now. And it's not your fault. It really isn't. But you got, like, and then I basically broke everything down. I was like, how come we grew up this way? And then how come this and that? So this is really personal, but this is, like, I hope someone hears this and they're like, he's right. I was talking to my dad and I was like, how was abuelito growing up, like your dad? Because I never met him.
Okay. And
he was like, I didn't talk to him that much. And I was like, why? Like, at this point, I wanted to know. I was like, why? Like, what were you guys lacking? Like, what was going on? And he's like, well, you gotta understand, we were in Mexico. It was different. My dad would just work, and then go to sleep, and then get up in the morning, work. That's it. But then he told me something that, like, it hits me hard. It hits me really hard. He said that the day that he learned the most about his dad was the day that he passed. Like, when he was on his deathbed. Yeah. Because he was surrounded by all his sons, and, like, they just talked. And then at this point, I'm, like, in tears, right? And I was like, Dad, I do not want that to be us. I was like, think about that. What if the last day that I asked you what your favorite album was the day that I lost you? You know how hard that is? You know what I'm saying? And then I think I got in their head. I think they understood. And I was like, I'm not asking you to say, like, oh, I'm sorry I didn't say I love you. I'm sorry this and that. Yeah. It's just like, I need you to understand this is the gravity of the situation. Like, this, like, I'm not saying, like, hold up. I'm not like, this is the gravity of the situation. I feel this way. I just want you to know that I'm working on myself, but talking to you guys is what I've always wanted to do for years, but I barely realized that now, like how much I needed it. You know what I'm saying? And then like we hugged it out, whatever, this and that. And after that point, I kind of came back to reality because I was so to myself in that time. I started hanging out with friends more, and I was like, all right, like I'm ready to be seen, which is a weird way to say, but you know what I'm saying. And my outlook on life changed after that, mostly because of the talk of my parents. Cause obviously, I never thought that would have happened. In a million years, you could have never told me that I would have been at my bedside of my parents, like in tears, and then listening to me vent. That's like taboo, you know. My dad, we don't have feelings, you know what I'm saying. But that's how they grew up, and I understand that. So I'm not mad about it. I just obviously I wish it was different, although I'm grateful for whatever I have. You know what I'm saying? So obviously then I started hanging out with my friends more, and then I started getting back into the click of things. I started realizing that, you know, that, like how I was saying earlier, if I want something, I got to do it for me and me only. That's selfish, but at the end of the day, it's just me. You know what I'm saying? I know that people could see it differently, but that's how I see it. You know, no matter what, at the end of the day, it's you in your mind. Whatever someone else thinks of you, whatever. If you think that you're the best at something that you do, you are. I can tell you that right now. Don't ever psych yourself out. You know what I'm saying? Keep going, like keep pushing forward. And if you have to, just take a step back and say like, all right, like let me, like for me, for example, if I can't land a combo that I'm thinking about all week,
right,
I'm gonna be super pissed. But I'm like, nah, like obviously I can't land it because like let me be honest, I'm not training every single day. I'm training every other day. So maybe I should add a day to my schedule. Maybe I should add a day where I go to the gymnastics area and try to work on this move, right? So instead of giving myself like excuses for why I feel a certain way, I get to the bottom of like everything now. You know what I'm saying? Right. So like say same thing for work. Like, why is this coworker annoying me? You know? Oh, it's not them. I didn't finish the deadline. You know? So okay. I gotta take accountability for everything that I do. And to me, that's so like refreshing for my brain, because I would always find a way out. You know, I would always find a way, like, that's not my fault. Like, what are you talking about? Okay. You know? And that's such a bad way to think. Yeah. You know, so I'm trying to be as genuine with myself as I am with anybody else. You know what I'm saying? Right. Like, obviously there's some things that I don't want people to know, but that's like the super personal stuff, you know what I'm saying? Absolutely. But whatever you see of me is me. You know what I'm saying? I'm not putting on a facade. I'm not trying to act like, oh, I'm this super pro b-boy. I'm the super pro snowboarder. Like, no, right. I'm just me. I'm having fun. What I do is for me and no one else. And it took me that journey of like 2020 to get there, because like I said, like everything that I was going through just kind of like snowballed into this moment, and then I kind of just came out, and I was like, all right, here we are, square one. Let's start over. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I think, and then a big thing too, like I rearranged my whole room, because anyone that knows me, my room was a total mess. Like like, oh my god, I cannot explain to you how much of a mess my room was. So it was like a fresh breath of air. Like I cleaned out everything. I have my room looking how I want it to, right. You know. So like that's important too, because where you sleep at night is, I guess, like your sanctuary. You know, why would you want to sleep in a room that causes you to be like, this room, homie, you know? Because that's how I felt. It was so messy. It was so like unorganized. It was so ugly. Every time I got in my room, I was just all sad, you know. Or not sad, but I would ask myself like what am I doing in here? Yeah. You know? So I think like changing things up, obviously, the room is a big thing, because you're there all the time, if you are at home, whatever. Yeah. But it's how do I explain this? This is what I can't explain. But in my head, when I get home and I see my room, I'm like, damn, this is sick. Like, everything in here makes sense. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is here because, oh, I love collecting. This is here. All my snowboards are on the wall. Like, you know, like, it's everything that I love. So if I have a bad day, when I get home, I'm not gonna like have a worse day. You know what I'm saying? So even if I like go straight to my room and I just lock myself in, it's like I just relax, right. And then take like 5 minutes, just admire everything, and then be like, all right, like let's figure it out. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that was just me like ranting on. Like I had to explain everything
Yeah,
to
absolutely.
explain 2020 because I could explain it on the surface and just been like, oh yeah, I went through a journey of self-righteousness and it came up. But I think it's important to explain the details of it because there might be someone else going through the same thing, and they might hear this and be like, other people are going through that. I didn't know other people were going through that.
Yeah.
You know, because I think that's a big thing too that people don't talk about it enough. Is not being okay. You know, that's really important because that's a different subject.
Yeah. What's that quote? Like, there's like, it's okay not to be okay.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I feel like a lot of our culture, like, you know, as Mexicans, it's like, no, like, homie, like, toughen up.
Yeah.
Like, you're crying, like, stop.
Yeah.
You know, it's okay. You know, it's cool, it's okay to, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, if it's so much to the point where you can't get your mind straight, you gotta realize, okay, now you gotta start asking questions. Why am I feeling this way? And that's what you can't ignore. And I talked about that already, but you can't ignore the way you feel. I think that's very, very important. You know what I'm saying? Don't ever suppress it. You are who you are. Be proud of it. You know what I'm saying? And don't be someone you're not, because that will eat you up inside.
Oh, absolutely.
It'll oh my god, it'll kill you, homie. And I hate that because some people want to be like, you know, it's like, you want to be a superstar, but like, why? Just be yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that's super important. And I'm so passionate about this because it's like, I think it goes back to the b-boy culture. And also it's like, because obviously when I started breaking, I was like, oh, I don't want to, obviously I want to get to this big competition, but I never wanted to do it for the fame. I never wanted to do it for the money, because to this day I have no idea if that competition gives you a monetary, like a cash prize.
Right.
I just wanted the title. So that's why breaking to me was like that goal. I don't care about fame. I don't care about anything else. That's for me. If I win this, that's the biggest personal win in my book, and I could die happy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
So I don't know. That's like a real. I went on a tangent about that.
Oh,
but,
dude.
Yeah.
Man. Hell yeah, man. That's freaking
basically
badass.
what I'm trying to say is, people, if you got something that you love, don't ever let go of it. You might take a step back from it, but don't ever forget basically where you came from and what you're fighting for. You know what I'm saying? I do understand that some people switch gears. They're like, maybe they're into a certain thing and they're like, nah, this thing is catching my attention more.
Right.
Go for that. Just play it by ear. Don't ever. To me, I don't like having how do I say this? Like a plan.
Okay.
If I see something, if I want to do it, I'll just do it. And I think almost everything in life should be taken that way, because we don't know how long we're here. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? If you have that urge to do something, just go out and do it. Just figure it out, go out and do it. You know what I'm saying? I know like that might be a stretch to say for some people, but do it to the best of your ability. You know what I'm saying? Because you never want to live life with the regret.
Oh, absolutely.
You know? So it's like, I should have taken the opportunity, man. Yeah. Don't think that way. If you can do it, go for it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's that.
Last time we spoke, man, we mainly stayed on the topic of you breaking, as you mentioned earlier. But now I believe you have a passion for snowboarding, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So talk to us a little bit about that. What's the origin of that hobby, man?
Okay, so the origin. Let's go back to when I was a wee lad. I was like 7 years old. I don't know if you remember the old movie Fantastic Four. Right. Do you remember that scene? Like, do you remember it or do you remember it?
I remember it, yes.
Okay, do you remember that scene when Johnny Storm gets out of the hospital and he sees like the hot nurse and he's like, let's go. They go, like, somehow it cuts to them snowboarding or like in the snow. Since that moment, I've always wanted to go to the snow.
Oh, what?
Like that exact moment. Because you remember, like, he gets off the skis and like he goes flame on and like just jumps into the snow, right? I remember seeing that, and I think I shit you not, I think that was my first time seeing snow like in the movies. Oh, and I was like, what the hell? At least to that extent. Right. I didn't know there were like huge mountains of it. Obviously, I saw like cartoons of snow, but I was like, this is a thing. You know, like people are skiing, snowboarding, whatever. And obviously, like I didn't have the resources for my parents to take me when I was younger. Right. So that it was always there. Basically, I always wanted to go, but I never took the chance to go. Okay. You know what I'm saying? up until I met Turtle, one of my best homies, and he was eventually like, dude, let's go snowboarding. And I would tell him, I'd be like, I'm down.
Yeah.
But it was that kind of thing where it's like, let's go, I'm down. And like the next week, let's go, I'm down.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
Like no questions asked. Just...
no, we never acted on it.
Oh, okay.
But at the same time, it was like, I don't have a snowboard, but Turtle did. I think it was like October. When he kept asking me, and it was getting to like the point of every single day, because that's when snowboard season was starting.
Okay.
So he'd be like, dude, we gotta go. And I'm like, I know, let's go. Like, I'm not saying no, let's go. Then eventually he got me a snowboard for my birthday. So now he's like, now you have no excuse to go. And I'm like, you're right, let's go. You know what I'm saying? So we were supposed to plan like a big trip with like our little clique of friends to go to Big Bear to rent a cabin sometime in mid-December. Okay. But that never happened because schedule conflicts, whatever. Mm-hmm. So we didn't end up going snowboarding until it was just it was January 2nd, and it was Turtle, Issa, and me. And he's the day before, he's like screw the cabin, like let's just go us. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I'm down, like I have nothing to lose, you know, whatever. I've always wanted to go, let's go. Yeah. So it wasn't until January 2nd that we went, and to my audience, I want to give a sorry in advance, but my first time snowboarding, I was on acid.
What?
Yeah, I was on acid, homie. And also a disclaimer, I don't do a hardcore, but it wasn't my first time doing it.
All right, okay.
You feel me? But it does give me a sense of like, whoa, you know? And obviously I wanted that for when I see snow for the first time in my life. Yeah. You know, because the only first time I ever saw snow before that was when this is a long time ago. I don't know if you remember this. Side note. The Pacific View Mall used to have a thing every December where they would make fake snow in the parking lot, and you could have a snowball fight.
Oh, I don't remember that.
Yeah, you might be too young for that. Yeah. Even though you're like 2 years younger.
I'm like a year too younger than you, man.
Yeah, they used to have that.
But I didn't go out that much back then.
Yeah. No, yeah, I remember that. At the mall, they would have artificial snow.
Oh, shit.
And that was the only time I ever like grabbed like the snow, and I was like, yeah. You know? So when I went to the snow the first time, I was high off my ass on acid. And I fell in love, dude. I was looking at the snow, and I was like, "There's no way," you know, because like I didn't go out that much when I was younger. I never traveled. I never left the state. I never did anything until I got older. So this was a whole new experience for me. You know what I'm saying? So basically, I got hooked like right then and there. Okay. So then I had to learn how to snowboard instead of just gazing at the snow. Yeah. So the first run, yeah, I kept falling. I was like, I can't get it, you know. I couldn't get it. And then towards the end of the day, because we got there like at noon, and it was packed. It was super packed. Yeah. Around like 2ish, I got like the first line, and I was like, you know. I was like, oh, this feels good. And that feeling of like just getting it down, I was like, okay, now I want to go faster. You know what I'm saying? Shit. So I think the first day it was nothing crazy, but I think I did go from the top, like the very top, down to like the middle lift or whatever. Not fast, not at all. It was a lot of stops, but I remember telling myself, I was like, I gotta make it there without falling once, and I didn't that first day. So that in my mind, I was like, I gotta come back. Like I gotta come back. All right. So we left that night, and then we came back the next week. It was me, Turtle, Michael, and no, it was me, Turtle, and my cousin. Okay. So that time it was just basically me just wanting to get better. So like, as much as I was just having fun, I was like, I want to get better at this. You know what I'm saying? So it was I was addicted to bettering myself on that snowboard, you know. And then that day passes, and keep in mind I went every single week after that, you know. So the next week happens. So it's my third time going. Same thing. I think I went with like 4 homies. Okay. And obviously I was the least experienced. So I was the one left behind. But I was like, I understand it. Like, don't wait for me. Like, I'll figure it out. You know what I'm saying? And then it wasn't until the 4th time I went by myself for the first time ever. Oh wow. Oh. And it was funny because I got caught in a snowstorm, and I didn't have chains on my tires, and I drive a Camaro, which is rear wheel drive. You know what I'm saying? So. Cause I didn't check the forecast. I wasn't that hardcore about it back then. Okay. Cause it's my 4th time going. Keep in mind. So, the story is, I get there. It's like 8 a.m. I'm like, damn. Like, is it gonna snow or what? Like, all excited, whatever. So I start like gearing up, and then by 10 it starts snowing, and I mean like snowing, like it's like almost a blizzard. I don't know if anyone remembers this, but there's a big storm around the 23rd, 24th of January. That's the day I'm talking about. So around like noonish, I realized, I was like, holy shit, there's like a foot of snow around my car. I gotta get out of here. You know, I wasn't stupid. I was like, I gotta leave. You know? So then that day was the first day that obviously I went by myself, and I realized it kind of sounds mean, but I was like, I don't need anybody else to kind of like guide me anymore. Right. I could figure it out. You know, obviously it's different for like tricks and stuff, but at that time I was just like, I just want to go fast, and I just want to be better. You know. So, anyways, I was leaving, and it was one of the scariest drives ever because I couldn't go over 5 miles an hour. The roads were, oh my god, I have videos of it. I'll show you later.
Covered in snow?
Yeah, so like the road was icy, and then I shit you not, the exit that I left the mountain on, there were cars that were like turned around because they were stuck and they couldn't get out. And I knew, I was like, if I get stuck, that's it. Like, I mean, I don't want to exaggerate, but it's like I either gotta call one of my homies, I gotta call a tow, but I don't have chains anyway. Maybe they can give me some, but I don't want to. I don't want to be in that situation. Yeah, you know. So I was driving like 5 miles an hour down the canyon. It's a canyon, so like there's super sharp turns. Oh. And the worst one was there was a snowplow coming up through a left-hand turn on my side, and I was going down. I was about to go down too, but I was going like 5 miles an hour, and I had to stop. So I hit the brakes, but I kept going. Oh. And the snowplow was coming, and I was like, no. So I turned the wheel. I kind of hit like the side of the mountain, right? But the side of the mountain was covered in snow, so lucky I didn't scratch my car. Okay. But I thought I was gonna get caught because I was trying to avoid the plow, and like I did, you know what I'm saying? Like I was just trying to get down anyway. Yeah. So it's funny because my tire got caught on because I heard it spinning out, and in that moment I was like, oh, this is it. I'm stuck. Oh. But I kind of gave it like a lot of gas. Basically, I gunned it. Even though like the tires were just spinning, and I don't know what it caught on, but I felt the car jerk to the right, and then like it kind of like popped up, went boom, and I got up, and I was like, oh shit, I'm not stuck. So like since like after that, I was like, all right, 3 miles an hour, and it's like super slow. I gotta go slow because I don't have chains. And then there were cars past me, right? Because they had chains for all-wheel drive, whatever. Yeah. So that experience, I was like, okay. If I'm gonna go here by myself, I gotta know what I'm doing. Yeah. So basically, after that, I went balls deep, homie. I bought my first board. I bought my first bindings. I bought like kind of like the necessary stuff to level up. Right. And that first board changed everything. Cause the board that Turtle got me, I don't think it was tuned, so it wasn't waxed. It was kind of sticky on the snow. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of weird to explain, but when you're on the snow on the board, if it's not waxed properly, the board can sometimes just like go from going. Oh, okay. You know, you feel me? Okay, yeah. So the board that I got, brand new, it had like factory wax on it. So when I stepped on it the first time, dude, I was like, it was night and day. It really was, and I think getting that first board. I want to say it again. It changed everything from then on because I was like, okay, this is how it's supposed to feel. Holy shit, you know? So that was my first board. And then, like I said, I kept going every single week. So now we're in February, end of February. Okay. And I was like, I want another board. Oh, but God. I had to do my research because there's boards for everything. There's boards for just hauling ass. There's boards for doing jumps. There's kind of like all around boards, but I kind of know what I was gearing towards because I wanted to start getting good at jumps. I wanted to start getting good at tricks, whatever. And it was just like, I couldn't stop, you know what I'm saying? So I bought the second board. I bought new bindings and I bought new boots. And I was like, okay, like, I'm like, this is it. I'm doing this because I love it. Yeah. I don't care what anyone thinks. I basically go by myself every single week. This is like a personal thing for me, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I got hooked. And then with that second board, it kind of changed everything too. Cause the second board's shorter, it's a lot more maneuverable. So when you get up to like features, you could like kick your feet out faster. You know what I'm saying? It's like the little things. But basically, yeah, I did like all my research for everything. I would know when it's gonna snow. I bought chains. I know what's going on. I know what's going down. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, that feeling of always wanting to be better. I haven't felt that since I discovered breaking. I think that's why I fell so in love with snowboarding.
Right.
Because I was like, there's always something new.
Yeah.
If I landed a box, okay, now I can hit a rail. You know what I'm saying? If I landed a big jump, okay, now I could do a jump and a backflip. You know, like there's always something new. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm hooked. That's why I'm waiting for the next season. Like, is it here yet? You know what I'm saying? Like, when? So yeah, I'm hooked on that.
Yeah.
So that's just like I want to say, like, honest to God, breaking and snowboarding have me by the balls.
Yeah.
You know, so like now my Instagram's just full of breaking and snowboard videos. Now like my room just has the 2 snowboards on my wall, and I'm like, damn, when? You know, so yeah, those 2, they're like they have my heart. They really do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So going to breaking, man. How's that been going, man? And I'm gonna assume that the battles were on hold last year, right?
Yes and no.
Oh, so
I think
what's the story
some
with
of them,
breaking now?
Some of them, like obviously with the pros, were invite only.
Okay.
So I'm not a pro yet, but not yet. But so a lot of them were San Diego based. I didn't hear a lot of LA, but maybe because I wasn't looking either. You know what I'm saying? But I do remember seeing a couple of jams in San Diego during COVID, and obviously like they were wearing masks and everything.
Right.
But like the bigger battles were happening in other states where they didn't like give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, breaking's been consistent for me. Me and Turtle practice like every other day. Since the gym's closed, we had to practice in Camarillo. So we got now we're used to like concrete floor, which hurts, but it's like it helps because you don't want to land wrong all the time. Okay. It's forgiving sometimes, but like I have a huge bruise on my elbow. You know what I'm saying? Because if you don't land it right, it's just gonna hurt. Yeah. But when you're practicing on hardwood floor, like at a gym, it's not gonna hurt as bad. So we kind of got lucky with that floor that we found. Okay. Cause it's like a catch-22. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. So we've stayed consistent. I kind of remapped the way I want to break because, like I said, when I was going through that phase of like finding myself again, I kind of realized maybe I want to switch my style with breaking. Not so much like from the ground up. But I think I focused more on style than I did on just purely a library of moves. Does that make sense? Right. So I didn't want a halo as much as I do to know how to dance on a beat. Does that make sense? Okay. So yeah. So practice was always consistent. We never stopped. We would just break in his garage if we had to. We would bring out the mats. We would practice whatever. That's never changed. So yeah. So breaking, it's always been there. I always expected to be there. I don't plan on leaving anytime soon. I love battling. I love events. I went to my first battle this past weekend. Okay. And it felt so good hearing the music again. And you're like pulling up to the event, and all you hear is the and you're like, where is that? Yeah. So it's different. It's a different feeling of like relief for me, right? You know, and then obviously when you're battling someone, that's different too. Because I haven't had that in like a year where I battled someone. So when they line me up, they're like Soda and like Weapon X. I'm like, all right, here we go. Yeah. You know, like even if because the dude that I battled for prelims, he won freestyle session of 2019. So obviously that's like the world finals, right? And I had to battle him first round. Oh damn! You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But I didn't want to think too much of it. I was just like, I'm just battling. Yeah. Like don't worry about who he is. Just do your thing. You know what I'm saying? And I loved it, man. Getting back on the floor, it felt so good. It felt super good. There's nothing like it, because practice is just practice. But battling is way different, because you can't mess up. If you mess up, play it off. You gotta play it off as best as you can. But at practice, if you mess up, you can just be like, "Oh, my back," you know what I'm saying? So I don't know. It's something about having to look super clean that catches my attention. Because that goes to snowboarding too. Like obviously, if you to land a trick, you don't want to look all todo chueco, like pata chueco. You know what I'm saying? Or is it pata chueca? Pata chueca. Oh yeah, pata chueca. You know what I'm saying? Like, pata chueca. So though that's why those two, like, they just have my interest so much. You know what I'm saying? Because you could always look cleaner. You could always learn something new. There's always something. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
Yeah. So with any profession that involves like putting yourself out there, like for you, breaking and being in front of a crowd and doing that, or for somebody like that makes YouTube videos, that puts themselves out there on the internet, stuff like that. Content creators, that put themselves out there like that. It all kind of in my opinion, it all kind of boils down to confidence, man. So I wanted to ask you, man, where did your confidence come from to the point where you were like, okay, you know what, I'm gonna put myself out there like that?
Okay, this is good that you brought this up, because I think content creating is a little bit different than what I'm like about to explain. Because what I'm doing is like an in-person thing.
Right.
To me, I think it's different to just record something and then put it out. But that's just me. So for this part, I'm gonna talk about what it's like in person. So for me, my thing is music. Music drives me like no other thing. So obviously when I'm breaking, when I'm practicing, there's always music, right? That music it speaks to me. So like I feel every beat, I hear every snare, I feel every vocal. You know what I'm saying? It gets me in a certain mindset where I'm like the music, basically like the music's taking control.
Right.
It's like, as corny as that sounds, it's true.
Yeah.
And that's why with snowboarding, I always have my headphones in. I always have music playing. So what I'm trying to say is, music is kind of like my security blanket.
Right.
If there's any beat going on, I feel like I'm at home, which is I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely.
You feel me? So that's why I feel like everyone's got to find their security blanket. Whether it's a necklace that you have, it always makes you feel safe. Whether it's music in your ear, whether it's your favorite pair of chonies, you gotta find that thing that just makes you feel okay. Whether it's mental, physical, whatever. For me, it's audio. That's why snowboarding, I have music in. I'm playing my favorite jams, and like I'll basically carve the snow to the beat.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's breaking too. Like I don't care what anyone's doing, because I'm doing the song right now. You know what I'm saying? So that's me. So what I'm trying to say is, whatever you feel like would help you get through what you're doing, enhance it by like 10. So like I said, if it's physical, if it's a necklace, whatever, like hold it tight. Always keep it on you. If it's your favorite pair of shoes, whatever, everyone has their thing.
Right.
I just think it takes some people longer to find their thing that makes them feel okay than others. But that's okay. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, what kind of music are you listening to nowadays?
A lot of Ramirez. I love Ramirez. Shout out Ramirez.
What genre is that?
He does a lot, but it's mostly rap.
Okay.
Yeah, his best album right now is The Player's Manual. Not sponsored. Yeah, so if you guys want to listen to that, a lot of Tara Reid. He's also one of my favorite artists. A lot of Puya. A lot of what's the other artist? Well, I mean, I still listen to like old school stuff. Like I love Daft Punk. Daft Punk's like one of my favorite artists of all time. Okay. I'm not saying I stay away from mainstream music, but if it's on, I'll listen to it. But I won't be like, oh, listen, like what Drake dropped something?
Yeah,
like
me too, yeah.
No, that doesn't
I'm
interest
the same
me.
way.
Everyone has their own taste, obviously, but to me, it's like, because I'll show you a couple songs. Then for like Ramirez, it has like an old school vibe. Like The Player's Manual just feels like an album that you would bump in a lowrider, and I love that. It sounds like an album that came out years ago. That's why I love that album. Yeah, for like when I'm on the snow, it's usually rock. So like Linkin Park, A Day to Remember, Pierce the Veil, Black Veil Brides. Oh, yeah. I love the screaming in my ear. I'm like, So yeah, the snow is usually screaming, or like rock, whatever, and then anything else it's just like to groove. But there's almost like no genre of music that I don't listen to.
Oh, okay.
Even country,
Hey, that's right, man. Dude, country slept on, man.
That's right. I mean, some songs are bangers.
Yeah.
But I don't look for it the way I look for other genres.
Right. Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. Here's my story with country, man. Country is the only music I will never play around people.
Really?
I will never play country around people. Like, if I'm hanging out with friends, I will never play country.
Oh, okay.
I only play it when I have my headphones on, when I'm by myself, or when I'm in my car by myself. But I will never play it around my friends.
As soon as someone pulls up, you're like, no.
Yeah. I take it off. I freaking put on freaking Drake and stuff like that. Yeah. I'm like, this is cool.
Like, I'm hip.
Yeah, I'm cool. I'm hip. Yeah, but country is when I'm by myself.
I feel you.
But little side note, since we're talking about music, man. Cause I remember when you and Jerry were right here, the one song, a song that you guys showed me, and I had stuck in my head for a while was that I forgot the name of the artist, but it goes, I'm gonna do my balls with this $1,000 dress, cause I got depression.
Jacob loves that song. Okay, I think the artist is Zach Fox.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah,
I don't want to get that wrong. But yeah, he was singing that song all kinds last time. Oh my god.
Cause I got depression. Oh man, that song was. I remember I texted Jerry and I told him like, hey, bro,
what song is that?
What song is that? The one that goes, cause I got depression.
Yeah.
That sounds freaking funny.
That's
man.
a banger, homie.
Yeah. Oh man, oh my god, man. I think I downloaded that song.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah,
yeah, man.
it goes hard. The beat.
Yeah.
Hard.
Like,
Yeah, that's right.
Changing gears a little bit, man. Is I'm a big believer in the way your day starts is a glimpse to how your day is gonna go. So I'm a big fan of morning routines, man. So I wanted to ask you, man, what is your morning routine like?
You know what's crazy? I don't believe in that.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
'Cause I think anything can change at the blink of like at any moment.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
Say if you have a certain perception of how your day's gonna go, you want your day to go that way.
Right.
And if it doesn't go that way, your day is just gonna, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So like I said, I play by ear for a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? So I don't have a regime where like I get up at 6 a.m. and I make myself breakfast and I go to the gym and then I go to work at exactly 8:30. You know what I'm saying? Obviously I work at 9 to 5, so that's like my only schedule there. You know what I'm saying? But say when I have a day off, there's no schedule unless there's something planned for that day. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, like I do like sleeping in,
right?
Because I work a lot. I hate to say it,
yeah.
But if I can sleep in, I can. But there's no such thing as me getting up at a very specific moment to do like a very specific thing, day in and day out. Does that make sense?
Right. Okay.
But if I feel like making breakfast one day at 6 a.m, I'll do it.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna say I'm gonna do it every day.
Yeah. Okay.
You know. But that's just me. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Other people need that. Other people need like I need a schedule. I need to make sure I'm organized. Like that's cool. But for me, it's like.
Absolutely. Yeah.
You know, if I want breakfast right now, okay.
Yeah.
If I want breakfast later, okay. If I want to go to the gym in the morning, I'll do it. You know what I'm saying? It just depends on how I guess on how like I wake up in that moment, cause it's a spur of the moment thing. If I wake up and I'm like, gym,
yeah, yeah,
I'll go.
Yeah,
I'll go. Or like sometimes I kid you not, I'll wake up in the middle of the night and I'll be like, wait, what was that combo I just dreamt of? And like I gotta get the floor out in the living room and I gotta try it, and I'll go back to bed. You know, it's like as soon as something happens, like I gotta act on it. You know what I'm saying? So this is me. There's no schedule for me in the morning.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. You did just mention right now that like if you wake up in the morning, the first thing that comes to your head is like, oh, gym. You know, where does your motivation come from to the point where you're able to do stuff like that? Like, oh man, like let me just get up right away. Like,
I think it depends, cause my motivation is mostly based on well, my motivation is like all geared towards school, breaking, snowboarding, and maybe like a handful of other things. But like how you said, if I want to go to the gym, that's not like my main goal right now, because it used to be like I used to want to like get bigger or whatever, but now it's like I did it. I got stronger to the point where I could go back to breaking, because I took a break from dancing, whatever. But my motivation when it comes to daily things, I do gotta say it's my parents. Okay. You know, because I still live with my parents, and the minute that I walk out my room, I see them, and I'm like, now I remember what I'm doing everything for. Like, not to get too deep, but like I now remember why I'm still here. You know, why I'm still fighting. You know what I'm saying? Because that was like the biggest thing when I was going through that time in my life. I would see my parents and I'm like, I can't do that to them. You know what I'm saying? Like I love my parents. They are why I'm here. You know, they gave me everything I have. I understand some people's parents they leave and I'm like, I'm sorry that happens or whatever, but like I'm grateful for mine, and seeing them is like, okay, I gotta do it for you guys. But as much as it is for you guys, this is for me too. So they understand that motivation for breaking and snowboarding and personal things, it's all internal. It's all me, because I want to be the best version of me possible. Like I was saying, I don't care what you think of me. I don't care what other people think of me. But me personally, I want to be who I envision myself as in my head. Right. Okay. You know what I'm saying? So if I see myself at Red Bull BC1 I'm gonna work to get there. I want to get there. Will I get there? I don't know. When will I get there? I don't know. But do I want to? Yes. And will I keep working towards it? Yes, no matter what. You know, do I want to land a corkscrew 720 at the snow? Yes. Will I? I don't know. Do I want to? Yes, I do. I can tell you right now. I can look you in the eye and say, yes, I fucking do. You know what I'm saying? So that motivation is like, it's not for anyone but myself. For the things that I'm passionate about. Daily life and basically like life in general, it's I look at the people that I love, you know, my parents, my friends, but it's mostly family, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Family comes first. That's just me though.
Yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, that answers your question. It's like my parents for everything, family, and then for myself, I just want to be who I see myself as, you know?
Right.
So like I said, there's always something new. There's always a chance to level up. There's never what's the word? There's never a stagnant point in progression. You just keep going.
Yeah.
You just keep going. Even when you think you're bottoming out, no, there's another ladder. Like, you just gotta find it.
Yeah.
So even if you don't find it, go looking for it. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
So that's my motivation. That there's always something else. There's never that's enough. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So with anything, like an artist, it's like, okay, I learned this. Wait a minute, there's something else. You know, it's like there's that. See, that's the thing, homie. There's always something. Yeah. So that's just me.
Yeah. What's the best piece of advice, man, that you've ever received that you still keep to this day?
I don't think I have one.
No.
No.
How about that you've heard? Not necessarily that you've been told, like someone's told you, but that you've seen maybe on social media or something like that. Like a good piece of advice that you know, like that you've seen. Anything like that?
Advice in terms of what?
It's just as far as life in general. Man. Like for example, like I'll give you an example. Like me, I saw a quote, and it said, "Nothing changes if nothing changes." I saw it on social media, man. But for some reason, I saw that and I was like, "Whoa, damn!" Like, and I kept that quote with me a lot. So like now I always say that to myself, something like that, you know, that you keep with you, you know, like a motivation or a piece of advice or anything like that.
I don't know if this is the same thing, but my dad, when I was growing up, he had a saying. It's "Animo tigres," and that kind of means, it could mean like a variety of things. So say for example, when we had that talk when I was by his bedside, at the end of it, he told me "Animo tigres," you know, and I knew what that meant. Okay. So also for an example, if we're having like a talk about my grades, say in high school, I remember at the end of it, he would say, "Pues animo tigres," you know what I'm saying? Okay. So what that kind of means is like a get your head up, like get your head out of the gutter. It's okay, but like kind of like get back on the horse. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like don't get down and stay down. Just because it doesn't mean a certain thing. That's never how he used it as. But I remember him using it all the time, you know, and in those situations. So I knew it meant something along the lines of like, hey, home, like, this isn't the end. Yeah. We gotta get out of here. Like, say for like in a movie, like, this isn't the end, home. Like, you're not dead yet. Get up. I know what thing it is. You know, like it's kind of like that. So there's no quote that I like live by, but those words "Animo tigres" is what I've heard growing up. Okay. A lot of my closest friends know I say it when like say they're going through something, or like before a battle. I'll look at Turtle, but hey, "Animo tigres," we got this. You know. Oh, okay. So that's the context to use it. Right. You know what I'm saying? It's not always for like say you're having a bad day. It's just kind of like to get you going. Right. You know what I'm saying? To start the engine. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. Those two words, "Animo tigres," those mean a lot to me.
Yeah. Something that's pretty like interesting from knowing you is and now that you mentioned that word, well, by the way, can you say it one more time? I want to say it.
"Animo tigres."
Animo tigres. Animo tigres. Yeah. So like words like that, and I'm not saying they're like silly words or anything like that, but like especially people who know you, obviously they already know, but your name, like your first name.
Oh yeah.
Like Tzurumu.
Yeah, Tzurumu.
Right?
Yeah.
And then if you don't mind me bringing it up, but your sister also has a very interesting name as well.
Atsimba?
Yeah, you know? So if you don't mind me asking, man, like does your family have a history of like having these type of like first, if you don't mind me asking, where did your name come from?
Okay, so my name comes from like a storybook. Right. Basically like these traditional names from I don't want to get this wrong, but I think it's called Nahuatl. Which is one of like the dialect of the Aztecs. Okay. You know what I'm saying? So in this storybook, there's different names, and these names have meanings to it. So for example, my sister's older than me, so she's born first, the firstborn. They named her Atsimba, which translates to princesa. Okay. So she's a princess. Her middle name is Kutsi, which means the moon. So my parents basically said that she's like the princess of the moon. Okay. And then my name, Tzurumu, it derives from a story from when the Aztecs were being invaded by the Spaniards. And they weren't as civilized as the Spaniards, you know. They had like weapons and shit, but the Aztecs were like, we got to protect our treasure, you know what I'm saying? So they had this plant called Tzurumu, and it's like a long vine with like thorns like this big, you know what I'm saying? Like inches big. So they had to cover the whole throne in that. They had to wrap the treasure in that. They had to like sabotage everything, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So basically Tzurumu means protector. So when my parents found out they're having a boy, they were like, we want the protector to protect the princess that we have. Yeah, all right. So my parents like that, and it started with us. My parents weren't named like nothing crazy like that. Okay. So obviously, if I have a kid, I want to continue the tradition. All right. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Well, tradition, because I want it to be, because I think it's amazing to have a story that makes sense. Because my dream, homie, is to have three sons. Oh wow. It's kind of a pun because I want to name them after a sun god called Sin Sun San. Oh wow! So if I have three, one would be named Sin, one would be named Sun, the other one would be named San, and the meaning of that is if they're nothing without each other. Together they are the sun god. Together they are Sin Sun San. Don't ever look back on family. Like you are your brothers. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That's my dream. Like if I ever have kids, I want three little boys so I can name them after that. Oh wow! You know what I'm saying? So. Yeah, that storybook. There's a lot more names. I just gotta find it. But that's one of my favorite names. Yeah. Yeah.
So like, and then going back to the word you mentioned, is that anything related to that or no?
No, I think it's just Spanish. Cause animo is Spanish, but my dad just adds in the tigres. I don't know where he got that from, but he just grew up saying it. Oh, okay. Like I never asked if he got it from his dad. I just know he says it. You know what I'm saying? And he's been saying it since I was little.
Okay, yeah, because I heard that and I was like, man, like, and I remember you've told me the story about your name, about the origin of your name, and so I was like, for some reason I thought it was kind of like related to that. Yeah. All right, man. So I do have a segment that I do on the show, man. Okay. I call it the hot rod seat. Okay. So basically, I'm gonna put a minute on the clock, and I'm going to rapid fire some questions at you, and you just answer them as honestly and as fast as you can, man.
Like as brutally honest as I can.
No, not brutally. I mean, they're fun questions. They're not serious questions. Okay. They're fun. Yeah. Nothing deep. I use this game to just get little fun facts out of my guests, man. So, all right, here we go. Soda, you are in the hot rod seat.
Yes, sir.
Ready?
False.
And go. Biggest fear?
Water. Big bodies of water.
Your go-to breakfast?
Chilaquiles.
Your secret hidden talent?
Next question.
Your childhood celebrity crush?
Shakira.
One food you will never give up?
Chilaquiles.
Cats or dogs?
Cats.
What are you terrible at?
Oh my god, what am I terrible at? I'm terrible at a lot of things, but I'm trying to find like the main thing that I suck at. Math. I suck at math.
Your go-to karaoke song?
100 Bars and Gunning by Ramirez.
Your least favorite fast food?
Del Taco.
Del Taco? What kind of shit?
Not sponsored.
Your favorite color?
Black.
Your favorite ice cream flavor?
Rocky Road.
Your least favorite body part to work out?
Calves.
Yeah, bam.
Let me backtrack. That favorite color, it's either black or it's gotta be cyan blue. Those two colors, top favorite.
Cyan blue.
But I'm so used to saying black from growing up. It kind of changed. Yeah. Okay. So cyan blue. If I could change it, it would be. That's it.
Do you want to try secret hidden talent again?
I don't know if I have one. I mean,
pretty open to what you do.
I mean, people know I DJ. And like I'm pretty good at it.
Bro, I actually didn't know that.
You know you did
I don't think I know that.
You check out my YouTube videos, dude. They have like 12K views.
Really?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
I don't know you upload DJ videos on your channel.
It's like 2.
Oh, okay, maybe.
But one of them is like super popular.
Oh really?
And like I used to DJ for a small amount of time, and I just stopped.
I remember you used to make mixes and stuff like that, but I didn't know like it was like.
No, yeah, I used to like make mixes.
Yeah,
you know?
and you were just like sharing that. I didn't know it was like related to like being a
Yeah,
DJ.
yeah,
Okay. I see.
But I don't know if that counts as a talent. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, I didn't know that, so to me, it was a secret hidden talent because I didn't know. You know. So.
Yeah, I feel you. Okay.
All right, last couple of questions before we wrap things up, man. Is what is a fact about you, man, that we don't know that might surprise us?
That's a hard one because the people listening to this, I kind of want to surprise you too. Because especially Jacob, I want to surprise him too. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Man, you're making me get deep here, Rodrigo.
You can take that question wherever you want, man. You can make it deep, funny, sad, happy.
I'm not trying to make you lose subscribers. I'm like, why is this so deep? You know what I'm saying?
Oh, dude, hey, as we mentioned earlier, man, there might be somebody going through similar stuff right now. So maybe you're helping them out right now.
Okay, so the question is, what's something that
what's a fact about you that we don't know that might surprise us?
I'm gonna explain that I talk to myself, but that's for like different reasons. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I'm trying to think of just like
generic.
Generic.
Well, I'll give you an example if you want.
Yeah, give me an example.
Yeah, I'll make it super generic.
Or give me something about you that people don't know. How about that?
Here's
tables have turned. Homie.
Here's. Let me answer that with a question too. Something you don't know about me, or something me just first. You, or just like the listeners, and you're following that might be listening to this. So
just me.
Just you. Okay.
Okay. Something that I don't know. Homie.
Something you don't know about me. Okay. Let's see. Let's see. Damn, the tables have turned. Bro.
Man,
I'm the one used to asking the questions around here, man.
Yeah, exactly right.
Let's see. I clean up my beard every 2 days.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I gotta do today. So right now it's a little bit grown.
Today's day 2.
Today's day 2, so I gotta clean up. I'm a little grown out right now because dude, this thing is freaking. It's a bitch to keep maintained, man.
Yeah.
So yeah, there you go. Every 2 days, I clean up my beard.
Okay.
I shave my cheeks, shave my neck real quick. Keep it.
Damn,
nice and cool.
guapotón over here.
There you go. I don't think I've said that publicly too either.
No.
So I don't think
We gotta post this part.
Yeah.
Okay, so small fact that I don't think people know about me is I still kind of write scripts for for movies basically. Because I used to write comics when I was a kid.
Okay.
I used to have my own character. His name was Wyatt Weathers. His love interest was Autumn Night.
What?
You know, it's like it's fully fledged characters, and every now and then I'll just write like a scenario that they're in because my dreams are. I have a lot of dreams, homie. Like I'm not gonna lie. So in another universe, I'm like a major director,
right.
You know, and I see these characters on the big screen. So like, writing stories for them makes me feel like it's gonna happen one day. Because I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm not actively trying to be a director. I'm not going to film school. I'm not doing this.
Right.
But is it a dream of mine to see these characters on the big screen one day? Yeah. Am I acting towards it? No. But it's like it's one of those dreams that I know it's okay if like it doesn't happen.
Oh,
you know, because I understand how like the industry works and everything.
Right.
And like that's like a big commitment. That's like you're gonna be a filmmaker, be a filmmaker. You know.
Yeah.
But so every now and then I'll just write. And I'll talk about what they're doing, like why it's going through, you know, like all this shit.
Oh
so,
shit! I didn't know that either. Right there, that's crazy. See, that's why I love these conversations, man. I find out some good stuff. Man.
That's right.
Yeah, hell yeah, man. And do you want to share your social media? Or do you want to
so my ads are Tzurumu. It's just my name is TZURUMU.
That's for Instagram.
Instagram and Twitter.
Instagram, Twitter.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And then my YouTube, I think, is just B-Boy Soda.
B-Boy Soda.
And my Xbox gamer tag is Soda Breaks.
All right.
I think that's it.
Yeah, I'll leave
Social security number. No,
I don't know about that, bro. If you're watching this, if you're watching this like on YouTube, there'll be links in the description to go check out Soda.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. And all right, man. To wrap this interview up, man. What are 3 things that you are grateful for?
All right, I'm gonna get deep on you, homie.
All right, go for it, man.
I'm grateful I'm still here. You know, I almost wasn't at one point, but let's not get into that.
Okay.
I'm grateful for everything that I have, everything that I've been through, because everything that I've been through built me for who I am.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not gonna act like I didn't go through whatever I went through.
Mhm.
You know, I acknowledge everything that I've been through, and I'm grateful for it. Even if it was the worst time of my life, I'm grateful for it. Why? Because I'm still here. You know what I'm saying? Did those count as two things or just one?
I think I counted as one.
Just one?
Yeah, because you said everything around you.
Alright.
And that was just, yeah.
Okay, so now I could turn away from being so deep. Okay. I'm grateful for the fucking snow. You know, I'm grateful for like global warming's not killing us yet. 'Cause I got like a few good years left of the snow. Damn, I'm trying to think of like something like legit. You know what I'm saying? I guess the community. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because the community here in Oxnard, there's a little bit of everything. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So like we got you doing podcasts.
Yeah.
I hate to say it, but I don't know a lot of other people doing podcasts. Maybe like one or two.
Yeah, I think it's like one or two people.
But so yeah, there's you. There's like Jacob in the dance community. There's Putch. There's the other homies. There's car communities here.
Mm-hmm.
There's like huge makeup communities here. We're just growing.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna be everlasting as Oxnard. You know what I'm saying? So I'm grateful for this town. You know what I'm saying? Because I've been here my whole life.
Mm-hmm. Me too.
Maybe I'll move one day. I'll move to Italy, retire.
Yeah.
But until then, like everyone here is just it kind of keeps me going too.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's like my motivation, but seeing Oxnard grow, especially when it's authentic and genuine, I love it.
Hell yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah, man. And as you mentioned earlier, there's a lot of everything in Oxnard. There's a lot of talent and passion here in Oxnard, and I plan on interviewing them all.
Hey! That's right.
Speaking into existence out here, man.
That's right.
All right, man. Well, dude, thank you so much for taking the time to be on the show again, man. It's been good to catch up with you because, again, I haven't seen you in like over a year, man.
Yeah,
so it's been really good to catch up with you, man. And, dude, I'm excited for what's next for you, man. And I will see you in
2 years.
Huh?
No,
I was just I forgot when you told me November, December for when I go snowboarding with you.
Yeah, I'm taking Rodrigo's first time snowboarding chat. Can you guys believe that?
Vlogging the whole thing.
let me get some predictions in the comments or whatever, because this is gonna be on YouTube, right? Or just okay.
Oh, so the video will be on YouTube and the audio on
okay. All right. So that means you guys gotta put down how many times you think Rodrigo's gonna fall in the first hour, and then give me an overall how many times he's gonna fall throughout the whole day.
Yeah, I'm gonna break some freaking ankles. I'm gonna get some shin splits, bro.
You better not, because even if you do, we're going back. The only way down is on your board or on a stretcher with ski patrol. You know what I'm saying?
Or separate shoulders, man. Oh, man, we'll break my neck and shit.
You'll be with the pro. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, man. So until then, man, or actually, I hope not until then, because that's not until the end of the year, man. But
yeah.
But dude, I'm excited for what's next year, man. And dude, let's freaking get it, man.
Yeah, same here, bro. I'm always listening to your podcast.
I appreciate that, sir. Let's get it. Let's do it. We out.
Darling, you